Welcome back to Pine Talk. I'm here with Josh Anderson, the Regional General Manager of Mecklenburg County Golf. We are here at Harry L. Jones, their little par 3 course, where I'm actually going to be hosting our very first event here. We're going to do a very casual, fun, 5 to 7, get some music going, get some drinks flowing, closest to the pin prizes. I couldn't be more excited about this for our very first event. So, Josh, thank you for joining me and, excited to have this event here.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, and we're excited about having the event, and as long as someone takes care of the weather, we should be good. Yeah.
Yep, good point. So I guess before we start talking about the course in Mecklenburg County Golf, talk to me about your career. How did you get into golf? How did you end up here?
Wow, okay. How much time do you got? So I've been playing golf since I've been 3 years old, so I just kind of grew up with a club in my hands and got to the point where, it's time to get a driver's license and wanting to get a car, and my dad was like, we better get a job. So got a job at a local golf club, a private golf club, and started out as a busboy. Got to know the golf guys, started to play a little bit more golf. Worked in the locker room, moved into the pro shop, and then, I worked for a really good head professional. Shout out Joe Zancini, if you ever watch this, at Cincinnati Country Club now. But he's like, you ever think about making this a career? And at the time, I was like, no. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, do what I do. I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool. So fast forward, I got my first head pro job at 27 years old and left Pittsburgh, where I'm originally from, and moved to Florida. And I got my first head pro job at 27 and was in Florida for 12 years. And my wife and I were just kind of over Florida. And then opportunity came up here in Charlotte about 5 years ago. I was the general manager at a private club here in South Charlotte. And recently, this opportunity came up, and to have a little bit more time with my family, excited about this project. So that's kind of how I landed here in a very short version.
Yep. And so, was there anything specific about Charlotte that brought you here?
A friend of mine, honestly. I was considering leaving the club I was at the time, and for multiple different reasons. And he actually was up here in Charlotte at a club. And I was talking about, updating my resume, and he's like, you're willing to move? I said, yeah. He's like, you want to move to Charlotte? And I was like, I don't know, do I? And I literally got in the car and drove up, and honestly fell in love with it. I called my wife and was like, it is awesome up here. It's kind of best of both worlds, and just fell in love with the town.
Yeah, and I guess that's North Carolina in general, but definitely Charlotte is a lot of people, they're not necessarily born and raised here. There's a lot of people that are, from other places like myself. I've moved around a bunch, and you now call Charlotte home. So I always find it fascinating to kind of hear how people end up here. So
Yeah.
it's definitely, I've loved it, every second of being here.
I was called a halfback when I first got here because I was from Pittsburgh to Florida, and I'm halfway back. So I was like,
Yep.
okay, that's a new term.
Okay,
So,
yeah. I definitely feel like I've heard that before. That, like, snowbirds is when you're in Florida,
Yep.
there's the snowbirds. Okay.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So next, talk to me, what is your day as the regional general manager for Mecklenburg County Golf? What does that look like?
Oh, that varies. Ultimately, my job is to support the general managers at each of the facilities, each of our 4 facilities. So whatever that entails for that day. If it's helping out behind the counter, I'm not afraid to do anything. But at the end of the day, obviously this is a business. We're in the golf business, and so ultimately I'm responsible for the financial performance, long range planning, and things like that. But just to be a support person for the 4 general managers that we have running these facilities, and so making sure that our standards are met, and that we just provide an awesome experience for the golfers.
And this is a question that I always like to throw out there, because people tend to have interesting stories. Do you have maybe a most memorable, a craziest, or kind of, and maybe it's through your career or even just here that since you've been here?
Ooh.
Anything that comes to mind?
Crazy story. It's a good one. I witnessed a member guest at one of the courses out in Florida. We paid for an insurance policy for a $25,000 hole-in-one, and then every participant got a shot at it. And it's a pretty cool story. It was on the gentleman's 50th birthday. He had a party to go to. He's like, I have to go first. I was like, can't go first. We got to draw names out of a hat. He's like, all right, well, if I'm not pulled in the first couple, I got to go. I swear he got pulled first, and he made it. So won 25 grand on his 50th birthday, and I was literally on the green when that happened. So that was pretty cool.
That's nuts. I hope that guy went and bought a lottery ticket.
He took care of the staff, I'll tell you that. So he was a stand-up guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Trun owns these Mecklenburg County golf courses now, and I'm not sure how long that's been. But can you first, I mean, talk me through what and who is Trun, and then also talk me through what are their plans with the Mecklenburg County golf courses.
Yes, some clarity there. Mecklenburg County owns the facilities. Trun leases these facilities off of the county. So still owned by the county. Trun, as the who I work for, leases lease these properties off of the county. So we manage them and manage them on a day-to-day basis. Trun is a golf management company, largest in the world, based out of Scottsdale, Arizona. However, they do have corporate offices throughout the U.S. and overseas. So I believe if you total up all the facilities that Trun manages, we're somewhere in the 825 properties. So I believe we're in every state but 2 here in the United States, and I think we're in multiple different countries as well. So
And how long have they been involved with the Mecklenburg County courses?
January 1 of this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So new venture for us. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so talk to me about, are there any plans for upgrades, renovations to these courses?
Yeah, I mean, this is a long-term commitment for us. If everything goes to plan, I mean, we're looking at 20 plus years. So yeah, we're investing quite a bit of capital and money into these properties. Some exciting things that are going to be happening here in the very near future, and I'm talking like tomorrow. We're going to be starting to do some bunker work on all the properties. So every single bunker at all 4 locations are going to get touched one way or the other, reshaping, edging, some new sand, drainage, etc. Cart path repair work here at Harry Jones, at CT Myers, practice facility upgrades. We're putting in artificial tee lines at some of our smaller range tees, so we have good playable turf throughout the winter months. And then we're working on our future long-range capital plans that include big-time construction and so lots of good stuff in the future here for Mecklenburg County.
And I think that's awesome to have money and interest, poured into public golf like this. This is like how I was brought into golf, was playing places like what we have behind us, this kind of thing. So I think it's really cool, and I really appreciate it. I'm sure, if you're from or live in Charlotte, I think it sounds like an exciting thing.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, in this market, there's a ton of private golf. There's not a ton of public access. You got to drive quite a bit.
Yep.
And that was kind of the intriguing thing for me, was that seeing the potential of these facilities and knowing what Trun can do, and be cocky, but what I can do, and, come in and really kind of elevate the experience from a condition standpoint, customer service across the board. So really give people in this city and in this county something to be proud of.
Awesome. And so, you mentioned, a very, long-term plan. Is there any kind of long-term vision that you're able or allowed to share?
I mean, I think it's as simple as just kind of every day getting the courses better, customer service better, and just providing the best experience from the time you get here into the parking lot to the time you leave. And just, like I said, just to have a fun time while you're at the course. So yeah, I mean, over the course of 20 plus years, yeah, I mean, these places will continue to evolve. And so yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Talk to me about, Mecklenburg County Golf has 4 different golf courses. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna test myself. Can I name them? We got Harry L. Jones, Charles T. Myers. I can never remember the beginning of Sifford. I just know it's Sifford.
Dr. Charles Sifford.
Dr. Charles Sifford,
Yep.
and then you have Sunset Hills.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the 4. And then you've got the various kind of little practice areas and all that fun stuff. So first, talk to me about what are some of the differences, what are, kind of things to know about each of these 4 golf courses?
Oh, first off, they're all awesome properties. It's pure golf. What I was blown away by, especially in this area, is there's not one house on any of the properties. So when you're out here, it's pure golf. You're not hitting somebody's backyard, hitting into a pool, having kids running out onto the fairway. I mean, it's pure golf, which is pretty cool. And then there's 4 really unique properties. Where we're at now, Harry L. Jones, I mean, it's a big golf course. 400 plus acres. If you bomb it and you like to hit driver a lot, come to Harry L. Jones, because you can rip it all day. You're not really laying up too many spots here. And really cool elevation changes that you don't see in this area. Specifically, the 13th hole here is a par 3. Tips out at like 245, and it's about an 80-foot elevation change from the tee down to the...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's one of those, like, you want to take somebody up there and be like, look at that, because it's just, you don't get to see that too often here. Charles T. Myers is a great golf course, a little bit more open, a little more player friendly, but still a big property. And it's a blast. We've got 18 really good holes. And Dr. Charles Sifford's our 9-hole facility. It is arguably, in my opinion, the most fun to play. It's relatively short. The green complexes are awesome. It's in fantastic shape. The only thing that's bad about it is you just wish there was another 9 to keep playing. That was what I said when we finished. I just wish there was 9 more holes. And then Sunset's an awesome old, I mean, it was an old farm that a farmer built the first 9 holes way back in the day, I believe in the 50s. And he actually built the whole 18. And it's a golf course that any playing ability person could go out and have a good time. So it's not going to beat you up. It's open. It's kind of more what you think as far as a municipal course goes. Jones and Myers are kind of like tournament type courses. So a little bit different than you would probably expect.
Okay, cool. Good to know. And so you just mentioned hole number 13 here at Harry L. Is there any other holes, anything that comes to mind, ones that you really enjoy?
Yeah, all of them. The little short course, the learning course at Sunset Hills is fantastic. It's almost like you're playing Golden Tee in real life. And it's through the woods. It's got some really cool undulated greens, and it's 4 par 4s, 5 par 3s. No hole on that short course is more than 290 yards, so it varies, but just a blast. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I love that. I need to get out to that one. Now
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then I guess talk to me, why should someone come play a Mecklenburg County golf course?
Well, again, going back to there's not too much public access, but I think it's affordable. Our agreement with the county is I think the original, when it first took over was, Big Bad Trun's going to come in and jack all the rates up and increase pricing. We just don't do that. Our agreement with the county is we can only raise rates a small percentage annually. So it's affordable, and that's really important to the county, is to provide a affordable golf experience. And what we're going to do is just continue to elevate the conditions. So if you want to have a good time and not break the bank, come on out and check it out.
And I think, what you're saying before, talking about, I mean, we are like South Charlotte, and like you can't even see a house around us, which is, I think that's fascinating. I think that's really neat about these courses. So I think that's awesome. And like you're saying, there are a lot of public golf courses, but a lot of them you do have to kind of drive outside of the city. So I think, having these 4, I think that's awesome. And I'm excited about where this is all headed.
Yeah.
So now I want to talk to you some more about, we're sitting here at Harry L. Jones, the little par 3 course here, where we're going to host our event in just a little over a week. Couldn't be more excited about. And, Charles T. Myers, I've heard they have a similar one. And you've talked about the Sunset Hills, their learners course. Kind of talk to me about that, some of those stuff. And, is that a priority, is the education, growing the game, is that a priority for you guys?
Yeah, huge priority. And I'm a PGA professional myself, so growing the game is part of it's ingrained in me. And but no, as from an organization standpoint, yeah, we want to junior golf. It's probably not too well known is that part of this, we have a partnership, and we're leasing these off of the county, but we have a partnership with the Greater First Tee of Charlotte as well, to the tune where it's a profit share. So every dollar you spend here, a percentage of that dollar goes to the First Tee of Charlotte. So to increase access for youth golf is very important. So they come out and they have access to these facilities. The First Tee location, their hub, is at the Dr. Charles Sifford course, and with that beautiful short game area. But they do have access here, so they kind of have programming going around the city at all locations. So they have from summer camps and stuff in the spring and fall, and they run programming at all these locations. So yeah, it's huge for us. So
that's sweet. And so I guess I was also scrolling through the website and saw the Meck Golf Academy. Kind of talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, new venture. So when we came on in January 1, there was a lot of really good instructors at these facilities, but they were mainly all independent contractors and kind of all doing their own thing, which is fine. And so we had pretty long conversations internally, and we decided, if we're going to do this, let's do it. And so kind of landed on the Meck County Golf Academy, and invested not only in some technology but personnel. So we hired a regional director of instruction. His name's Rick Gay, PGA member, and so he kind of is the top of that pyramid and oversees all the programming currently and then going forward. So yeah, we're gonna have Ops 36 offered, PGA Junior League, summer camps, all that type of stuff. So yeah, he's based out of the Charles T location. There's a beautiful learning center there, 2 indoor bays, heated and air conditioned. So the winter months, but yeah, it's an awesome spot, and we're really excited about that. So we're looking to add more instructors. So anybody's out there as a teaching pro, hit us up. We're always looking to grow our team. So
The last thing I want to talk, for our upcoming event, we're bringing out the sports box technology.
yeah.
So talk to me about this sports box technology.
yeah, so again, that investment that we said we did in some technology. So Sportsbox, it's artificial intelligence. That's the new thing, AI, right? So it's software that basically takes down the line and a face-on camera or video of your swing, turns you into an avatar, and the data points that it captures from body movement, swing mechanics, etc., is just off the charts. So it's really good for the instructor because it can pick up things that you'd never see with the naked eye, but that just helps the instructor give better, tips and helping anybody reach their goals. So yeah, it's going to be out here. Rick's going to be out here with it during your event and give you a little preview. We won't have the two cameras. We'll be doing it on an iPad, but that's what's cool about it is it's mobile. So yeah, any of those techie guys that are out there wants to really see what their swing really looks like, compare them to PGA Tour players. It's humbling. It really is humbling. So what you think you do is not necessarily what you do in the golf swing. Yeah.
Yep. So I guess that's all I got for you. That's Josh Anderson. He's the regional general manager for Mecklenburg County Golf. Josh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Couldn't be more excited. By the time this comes up, it'll be the week of our event, our first ever event, going to be here at Harry L. Jones on this little short course. It's going to be a great time. Josh, thank you.
Absolutely.